The X-Zone Radio Show with Rob McConnell is largely an opinion talk show. All opinions, comments, or statements of fact expressed by Rob McConnell's guests are strictly their own and are not to be construed as those of the X-Zone Radio Show or endorsed in any manner by Rob McConnell, Relmar McConnell Media Company, the X-Zone Broadcast Network, its affiliated networks, stations, employees, or advertisers.
All Hit Radio.
Welcome to the X-Zone, a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. Now, here's your host, Rob McConnell.
Welcome back to the X-Zone, everyone. My name is Rob McConnell, and we're coming to you live and around the world on the Talkstar Radio Network, X-Zone TV, and Shortwave. Unfortunately, our sites are still down. According to our technical staff here, they will be up later on, possibly before the end of the show, so we're really excited about that since some of our sites have started propagating on the worldwide servers. 1-877-528-8255 is toll-free throughout the U.S., Canada, Alaska, and Hawaii. My email address is xzone@talkstarradio.com. On MSN Messenger, talkstarradio@hotmail.com. And our website, which should be running very shortly, xzoneradio.com. Before we get to my next guest, Dita Wegman, I'd like to talk to all our listeners who live in and around Hamilton this coming Sunday, July 27th at 2 p.m. at the Ron V. Joyce Stadium at McMaster University. That's located at 1280 Main Street West in Hamilton, Ontario. There is going to be a DCI-sanctioned open class competition. It's sponsored by Yamaha Music Canada. And some of the competing corps are the Stentors from Sherbrooke, Quebec, Legends from Kalamazoo, Michigan, Beatrix from Hilversum, Netherlands, Citations from Burlington, Massachusetts, Raiders from Wayne, New Jersey, and Dutch Boy from Kitchener, Ontario. And some of the exhibition corps are going to be the Toronto Optimists and the Preston Scout House Band. Now, the last DCI-sanctioned event that was held in Hamilton was at Ivor Wynne Stadium in 1992, and this is truly an international event with corps competing from Canada, the United States, and from overseas. According to DCI, which is Drum Corps International, each competing corps must be no older than 21 years old. The average age of an open-class corps is only 17 years old. These competitions are like trials on the road to the World Championship in Bloomington, Indiana, on August the 8th, 2008. Now, if you'd like more information on this event, go to www.thehype.ca. That's www.thehype.ca. 1-877-528-8255 is toll-free. Dita Wegman is our very special guest. And we're going to be talking to Dita about how important sleep is and dreams. And Dita, welcome back to the X-Zone. How are you?
Oh, fine, thank you. I'm well.
That's good, Dita. How's your leg?
Better. Not quite there, but it's improving tremendously.
I am so happy to hear that. Dita, how important is sleep to us?
I would say it's the most important part in our lives because it keeps us the balance. See, we don't know very much about sleep. We're taking it for granted because we think we're tired, we have to sleep. Mm-hmm. But there's much more to it.
All right, why don't we tell the audience how much more there is to sleep when we come back from this commercial break. Dita Wegman's our very special guest. And if you'd like to find out more about Dita, her website is... Oh, my gosh, I had it right here a second ago.
The Nostradamus Dreams.com, the most famous man ever lived 500 years ago.
All right, and we're going to be talking to Dita as well, not only about dreams, not only about sleep, but we're also going to be talking about Nostradamus. She is the author of Nostradamus Dream Interpretation Guide, and Dita and I will be back on the other side of this commercial break as the X-Zone continues live and around the world on the Talkstar Radio Network from our studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Once again, 1-877-528-8255 is toll-free, and we will be back in 2 minutes dreams, prophecies, and Nostradamus. Take a step back in time and discover old Florida cuisine at Marsh Landing Restaurant in Fellsmere. Enjoy delicacies such as frog legs, gator tail, catfish, and swamp cabbage, or enjoy the more traditional cuisine like hand-cut Angus steaks, ribs, and seafood. Join us for breakfast with a southern flair featuring sweet potato pancakes, biscuits and gravy, and much more. Planning a party? Marsh Landing's private dining room can accommodate groups from 8 to 80 people. While you're visiting, enjoy the historic pictures, artifacts, and stories that line the walls. Marsh Landing is truly a unique experience. Marsh Landing Restaurant, 44 North Broadway in historic Fellsmere, or visit marshlandingrestaurant.com. Marsh Landing, old Florida cuisine at its best. Did you know that when you're on the road with limited data or Wi-Fi, you can still listen to the X-Zone Radio Show with Rob McConnell, The Science of Magic with Gwilda Wiyaka, X-1, Dimension X, Space Patrol, and every minute of the X-Zone broadcast network by calling 213-401-0080, courtesy of Audio Now. No smartphone, app, or internet needed. It saves your data plan and it's free if you have unlimited minutes. Call 213-401-0080 to listen on any phone, anytime, anywhere. Remember 213-401-0080 for the best of the paranormal, parapsychology, and sci-fi radio programming anywhere, 24/7, 365.
Are you interested in the paranormal, ghosts, UFOs, or psychic phenomenon? Join me, Tim Bartley, co-host of Talking to Spirits with Lightworkers Tim and Justina, coming mid-January 2017 to the XZBN. We will channel spirits live and talk to them, revealing all kinds of amazing information. Spiritual attachments will be found and removed on the show, and so much more. To find out when you can listen to Talking to Spirits with Lightworkers Tim and Justina, visit www.xzbn.net for listeners on both sides of the veil.
Dita Wegman is our very special guest this hour, and we're talking about sleeping. And what happens when we sleep, Dita?
See, I must start with sleeping. It's not only for us. The whole nature is sleeping, because when we talk about Nostradamus and the cosmos and the universe, we have to bring it in a combination as a whole. So, nature is sleeping, we human beings are sleeping. There must be a reason for it, and the reason is we have to understand that a human being don't exist only from our body. We have also our soul, the spirit in us. And that comes into the play that we have to sleep in the night. Not only because we are tired. This is what people mostly think. We sleep because we're tired. We can also rest, but it's not the same. When you only rest and don't have the deep sleep we are going in every night, we are not the same in the morning when we wake up. We are not recharged, we are not together, we have still a long face, we are just totally, we are not ourselves when we only rest. So there is a very, very important part, the secret of sleep, what I have in my book explained. And that is combined with our soul. And the soul nutrition, very simply spoken, is what we can intuitively perceive during our sleep process. And that leads us then in the deep sleep to conceive also the dreams, which Nostradamus interprets with a prophetic meaning. That means the nightly dream is, so to speak, a sneak preview into our tomorrow. A little prophecy, a little before seeing, not only his prophecies from the world, We human beings have that too. We can have it every night, depending on us, of course. So in the book I explain how to get there, how we are all together as one, and if we tune in nature's law, then we live better, we are in charge of our destiny, we are the ones who call the shots. So, and the sleep is an important part to keep us together as a whole, in harmony. And if we don't have the sleep, we would be miserable. That it just couldn't exist. It's a part of our life. We all know that.
Now, when we dream, are we actually seeing some events that will happen in the future, or are these just random thoughts that our mind projects as it purges information that we don't need?
See, now the dream. There are two dreams, the daydreams and the night dreams. We have two sources. We have our intellect and we have our soul perception from within. So we have to distinguish first what is a dream. And that is very nicely explained in the book too. The daydream is not a dream. It's the fantasy from your own production of our mind. Forget it. So you have to distinguish the dream which comes intuitively, where you have no saying in. You don't direct that. It's coming by itself from your mood inside during sleep, how you prepare yourself, in which state you are, mentally in which state you are. And there you enter the dream world when you reach only the deep sleep. So you have, this is very important, to reach the deep sleep in the sleep process, because many millions cannot even find a normal sleep naturally anymore. See? And this is a plague of of the 21st century. They have to have pills. So this is all artificial. You have to get it naturally, and then you can tap in to the streams and to the whole process where your soul enters the region of its origin above the earthly. And there you conceive the symbology, the dreams giving in symbols, like Nostradamus took them from the dream researchers 4,000 years ago. So this is all fact and science, proven fact and science. So in those images, he interprets in a blueprint, in a precise blueprint for you, and that shows you what will come in the nearest future, in the days ahead of you. And then you can adjust to it, and then you have your life better in your own hands to direct the directions you want to go. It's beautiful, and it's working. I have it for 40 years, so therefore I know what I'm saying, but you have to find out and try it yourself, because it's all true.
Now, in your book, do you teach people how to better understand their dreams and what the symbols in the dream might mean?
Nostradamus has it 2,600. It's very simple and precise. It's not a big story. It's just the symbol and what the symbol means. So when you have symbols in your dream, you just look it up. It's alphabetically from A to Z to Z. 2,600. So you just remember the most vivid images, what you have seen in your dream. Write that down on a little paper before when you wake up. Don't think of the coffee smell and of the business and the whole day. Just concentrate what you have really seen, clear, what stood in your mind, very clear. Write those names down and those symbols. Mm-hmm. Then look it up in the book, and then it gives you a picture what you will face in your daily activities, in your daily life, family, business, everything what you deal with. It's a kind of confirmation. Don't do it or go ahead and do it. It depends what the images say. So there you have it in your own hands to direct when you make your decision. And all the time when you go by the dream, it proves right. If the intellect sets in your mind and say, oh no, forget it, I do it that way, it turns out mostly wrong. And and then you regret it because the dream indicated do it the way your gut feeling tells you to, and then you cannot fail.
Dita, do different people have different interpretation requirements for dreams? For example, someone who has a different theological philosophy from another person. Do all the symbols mean the same thing?
Yeah, not at all. See, the mind, the intellect doesn't play a role. It's a universal language, the images, and that comes totally from within, from your soul perception. So it doesn't matter which intellect you have, with the doctor titles you have, if you are a farmer, it doesn't play a role. It is universal. It's human. It touches the core of a human being, which is the spirit and the soul. It has nothing to do with the outside world. And this is so unique because it is for all the same.
All right, now, can we meet people in our dreams? Can we have predestined locations and destinations in our dreams and arrange with other people to meet them in our dreams?
If you see people in your dream, yeah, but it doesn't mean that you really see them, that you really meet them. That means something totally different. So you have to have that book because it doesn't matter if you see people. If they are dead, that means most of the time, I guess when I remember, because 2006 I don't have in my head, if you see deceased people, that means you have a long life.
Really?
Yeah. So, see, this is the difference from Nostradamus' dream book and the most other dream books you have, because the other dream books you find in the shelves, they are based on the psychological state of a mind of a person, which is totally different. This is not a dream. This is a leftover from your overactive brain, what you take with you into your sleep, and then those pictures pop up, and people think, oh, that I have dreamt. Means nothing. You are a disturbed person. You have to get all your daily activities. You have to clear your mind when you go into sleep. You have to surround you with beauty, with say a prayer, just go inside, totally away from the earthly, and then you will have the ability and the chance to see images, and they are telling you something, especially for you and what is to come and what you should do as a confirmation, as a helping hand, as a support, and that is the beauty of a dream, because this is the truth connected with your unfolding daily life.
All right, Dita, please stand by. You and I have to take a commercial break. Dita Wegman is our special guest explanation. Her website is www.nostradamusdreams.com. Once again, for all our listening audience in and around the Hamilton, Ontario area, this coming Sunday, July 27th at 2 p.m. Eastern at the Ron V. Joyce Stadium at McMaster University. That's located at 1280 Main Street in Hamilton, Main Street West. There's going to be the Drum Corps International Marching Music Major League that is going to be presented by Yamaha Canada Music, and it's going to be it's also going to be part of the Yamaha Canada Cup. Some of the competing corps include Les Stentors from Sherbrooke, Quebec, Legends from Kalamazoo, Michigan, Beatrix from Hilversum, Netherlands, Citations from Burlington, Massachusetts, Raiders from Wayne, New Jersey, and Dutch Boy from Kitchener, Ontario. If you'd like more information on this event, please visit www.thehype.ca. That's www.thehype.ca. Tickets are $10 per person. Children under the age of 12 that are accompanied by an adult is free, and there is also free parking. I'll be back on the other side of this commercial break with the news with Dita Wegman as the X-Zone continues live and around the world from our studios in beautiful Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Don't go away.
This is the X-Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
Did you know that when you're on the road with limited data or Wi-Fi, you can still listen to the X-Zone Radio Show with Rob McConnell, The Science of Magic with Gwilda Wiyaka, X-1, Dimension X, Space Patrol, and every minute of the X-Zone Broadcast Network by calling 213-401-0080, courtesy of Audio Now. No smartphone, app, or internet needed. It saves your data plan, and it's free if you have unlimited minutes. Call 213-401-0080 to listen on any phone, anytime, anywhere. Remember 213-401-0080 for the best of the paranormal, parapsychology, and sci-fi radio programming anywhere, 24/7, 365. Dita Wegman is our special guest. Her website is www.nostradamusdreams.com. Dita, what do we know about Nostradamus? Who was he, and when did he start writing his prophecies in the quatrains?
Nostradamus was born 1503 until 1566 came his life to an end. Well, he's very famous. 500 years ago. And modern science agrees even with Nostradamus now, because 500 years ago there were a different knowledge. People lived differently than we are here now. He was the greatest astronomer, astrologer, seer of the future, a genius, and a medical doctor. See, and I come now again to the dreams and to the soul and to the sleep, because since he was an astronomer, an extraordinary. So he found out, and also science agrees, that the cosmic forces radiating through the planets and stars determine events occurring here on Earth. This is a fact. The cosmos is influencing the Earth and the events taking place here. And since he was a medical doctor, he knew also that the radiation from the planets and stars influencing the human beings from within. We have, for example, the Zodiac sign. That was established by science. We all know we have 12 Zodiac signs, and people are born in a special month, have special characteristics to show. And this is a fact. So, which means that the radiation from the cosmos influencing even us human beings. And that is connected also with our sleep and dream, what I explain in the book, because it's all interconnected. It's interconnected in the fabric of existence. So we have to look more up to the universe and watch what takes place up there, because the effect we have to see here on Earth, so we can orient ourselves in that direction. Nostradamus, he was one of the greatest seer in the future, because he had 1,000 quatrains. He's in south of France, in Salon. He has a museum. They are all on the wall there, on display, and there are many books out there of the prophecies, because they all come true. And why are they coming true? See, we have now a better knowledge, and we can explain why. Because we always wait if something happens, and then we say, oh yeah, look, Nostradamus said that too. But why not preventing it? Because what we see is the effect. Now we are the one who causes it. See, and this we have to understand. Then we can steer our destiny and the whole planet into a better way, in a better position, because we are now going towards destruction world has never seen. And this is all our own fault, I must say, because of our wrong behavior as human beings over hundreds and thousands of years. And
if we are all part of a master plan,
yeah,
and if we were to change any of the events that are predestined,
yeah,
as predicted by Nostradamus,
yeah,
or any other, let's stick with Nostradamus for now, what would happen to the plan that the universe has for us if we were to make these changes and alter history?
That I have to say, we cannot alter. We can only ease the severity of it, because in the reciprocal action, what nature's law of cause and effect does, we cannot change. It has to come towards us. But in our good way of wanted to prevent, in our way of the goodness we send out instead of the opposite, we can ease maybe a little bit, but we cannot make it disappear completely. That means, with other words, we have to start living in a different, more human way, treating our fellow man different. We have to totally change our lifestyle.
Yes.
And then the feedback what we will get through that law automatically, what we cannot change, because the law is working, is self-acting, giving us back what we send out, so to speak. And then when we do the good things, we only get the good back. So this is simply spoken. So, and predetermined means this is already the effect from that what was sent out is awaiting us, but nobody knows, of course, the time when the effect will be visible here on Earth. Nobody knows, but through the planets and stars and everything what takes place in the universe, we can see the indication that it is coming soon. We have now the climate change, melting everything. We have the North Pole is melting, so we go through very big destructions on Earth. And this has to be seen as effect. We have to go through it, through that disaster. But for the future, if we change ourselves, every human being, in a little part to the whole, then we can change the world and our future for the better. It depends on us. That's simple.
What are some of the predictions that Nostradamus has for the present times?
Well, see, this is another thing. The present time, he never gives specific. Nobody can give specific times, a time frame when it will occur, because 1999, that was at the new millennium. He called that turning point, because the star constellation in 1999 on the 11th of August was so terrible, so severe, that all the astronomers from the world, when they saw that, fear that the world is going under because of the tension created. The world didn't went under, as we know, but the indications, the prelude, so to speak, from that disaster what we will face, we see every year coming more and more, because we are in the making towards the big blow, but nobody knows when. But on hand of the changes in nature, we only have to see nature's behavior. We all know, and even science, they are scared, so to speak, because they don't know how to stop it. But we go there until the prophecies. I mean, he had prophecies. Many say that we are only through half of it. Of those 1,000 quatrains he left us, we are only half through. So that means the other half we still have to face. But at the moment, we go tremendous changes of upheaval, what the earth and mankind has to face. And when you watch the events, nature's catastrophes all over, it doesn't lead to something good. It's scary, but we cannot stop it. So what we have to do is to become better as human beings, not that we have to face the same thing again, what we must go through now.
1-877-528-8255 is toll free. Dita Wegman is our special guest, and she is the author of Nostradamus Dream Interpretation Guide. And if you'd like more information about Dita, or if you'd like to order her book, please visit www.nostradamusdreams.com. How does the birth date, the time, and the location play into the big scheme of life when it comes to the charts that astrologers use in order to find out exactly who we are?
Well, that is depending again. That depends on so many things. But when we go to the cosmos and the universe, see, there you have to, when I should be very honest, there is a book out there which is explained so precisely. It calls In the Light of Truth, because it's a huge variety you have to know as a base to get to the right answer, because I can talk for hours.
Mm-hmm.
And In the Light of Truth by Abdushin, if you have that book, that shows you the upbuilding of the whole creation, and we are in it. So there you can see exactly in which cyclus and rhythm we human beings have to move, and how we are influenced by everything what is around us, above us, and we are just a part of the turning wheel. And then you get the answers of all your questions you have, because it is life, living life. And to know that, there is everything what you should know, and then you become a better person because you know the position you have in creation. And many people, they don't know that. They just think, well, I'm born, and then I go again, and after me there's nothing, and I'm dead. Oh no, by far not. There is life after death, and very much alive. So if you get the whole picture, oh my goodness, then you are the king on earth, because there is nothing you are being afraid of anymore. You live your life more valuable, because you have the whole concept where you fit in, and this is so important, and that you get in the book In the Light of Truth, because it touches everything what a human being goes through, should know, the above, here, born, death, why we here, what is the purpose of life, and then you get the whole picture, because mine is just a little fraction of the sleep and dreams, right, from Nostradamus, because it's helping you, but the real knowledge is in the book In the Light of Truth. It's now in 80 countries and over 20 languages. That is the knowledge everybody should have. And then you live aright.
Dita, where did your interest in Nostradamus come from?
I don't know where it came from, but I have it from my earliest youth. I know it is destiny. I cannot help myself. It was destiny that I got the last remaining book, very mysteriously, because it's not available in the world anymore. Mm-hmm. It's gone even in the archives. But I have the last copy of it. But I have it written in the book how I got to it. So it's really something else. And when I was a young girl, I couldn't help myself. I always was watching the night sky, and I felt so comfortable when I saw the stars. And I was in another world, not knowing why. Mm-hmm. And when I hear that name Nostradamus, just because of his prophecies in that time when I was young, I felt something mysterious. I felt something I know him. I was drawn to him. Not knowing that many decades later I got the last book from him in my hands. And therefore I felt obligated to do something, because with the knowledge I have from the book In the Light of Truth, so I can combine this with his knowledge already, which is one from 500 years ago. Therefore I bring his book to a different level now to be better understood, to have it more in a deeper depth, to get a greater picture, so to speak. This was Nostradamus, and I adore him.
It certainly sounds like that. How has Nostradamus changed your life?
It changed my life in a way that I dream a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And when I have those dreams and I'm undecided in my business world and things and not knowing exactly what to do, going back to the dreams I had, I hold on to that indication and then I change most of the time what I had in mind to do with my decision. I go the way when the dream told me I will have success or don't trust those people, then change your things, and at the end it always turned out good.
All right, stand by, Dita. You and I have to take our final break for this hour. Dita Wegman, www.nostradamusdreams.com. We'll be back after this break as the X Zone continues on Talkstar.
This is the X Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
19 Sergeant Central. 19 Sergeant check. Officers on the scene.
Hi, I'm Larry Lawson, host of Paranormal Stakeout. With over 36 years in law enforcement, I have learned a few things. The most important is the proper gathering and preservation of evidence is vital to putting the bad guy behind bars. It's no different in the world of paranormal investigation. Whether it's the search for the afterlife, cryptozoology, UFOs, and extraterrestrials, how we gather the evidence, preserve that evidence, and present it to a jury of our peers will make the ultimate difference in proving the existence of worlds and entities that are beyond our imagination. Join me, Larry Lawson, every week on Paranormal Stakeout when, along with my guests, we'll take a journey to prove with indisputable evidence what man has struggled to believe for centuries. Go to xzbn.net for the broadcast schedule and check me out at paranormalstakeout.com.
True healing must address 4 levels: physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual, for us to live joyful and productive lives. We tend to treat 3 of the 4, leaving the spiritual languishing. If you're tired of the same dysfunctional patterns cropping up in your life, Soul Balancing is for you. Trixie Phelps, owner and founder of Soul Balancing, is a naturally gifted energy healer trained in numerous esoteric forms, including shamanism. Trixie has created a powerful modality that safely and effectively clears your energetic field. A soul balancing session can remove interference, heal trauma, and restore your hope. Contact Trixie for a life-changing long-distance session today. www.soulbalancing.world.
Dita Wegman's our special guest. Her website is www.nostradamusdreams.com. That's www.nostradamusdreams.com. And Dita is the author of the special edition of Nostradamus Dreams Interpretation Guide. Now, Dita, does it matter if a dream is in color or black and white?
Well, when you dream in color, then you are more advanced. I must say more advanced. That means you are more refined and intuitively more open than you dream in color.
And how many dreams does a person have a night?
Everybody dreams, but many don't even know it in the morning because their channels are blocked because their mind is overpowering. Everybody dreams. That is scientifically proven. So therefore, when you open yourself before you go to sleep, just leave the earthly world totally aside. Go into another sphere with your insight. Open you up and let go in the unknown. And then you have a chance to remember the dreams because it's a practicing too. You get into. I have it very nicely explained when you read in the book. It's very simple, very naturally. It comes all naturally. You have to do nothing. Just be open, inside open.
How long do dreams last? Are they just momentary, or do they actually sometimes take more than just seconds to have?
Seconds. Of course, it's very short. It's very short because a dream is never, it's not a story. It's coming very, very quick and only in the deep sleep. So you have to reach the stage of deep sleep. Otherwise, you don't get to the dream because you have to go deep into the region where the dream world exists. Otherwise, you don't get it. You're just on the way there, but you have to go in the totally relaxation of your body, mind, and the soul from within. Your inside has to be prepared and open, and then you conceive those images and shows you, and that is beautiful. So therefore, once you learn to interpret your dreams the way Nostradamus did, I will say, you will never again face the future unaware, uninformed, or afraid. And this is so important when you have that, because it helps you shaping your destiny and your life, and everything is easier and better.
Dita, I want to thank you very much for joining us tonight. Dita Wegman is the author of Nostradamus Dream Interpretation Guide, and her website is www.nostradamusdreams.com. When I come back from the news at the top of the hour at 6.5 minutes past, Brian David Anderson joins me, and still to come on tonight's show, we have Marcia McMahon. She is the lady who channels Lady Di and John Lennon. All this still to come here tonight on the X-Zone, live and around the world on the Talkstar Radio Network from our studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Don't go away. We'll be back after the news.